Okay guys, today on the Copper Catcher we're going to tear into some x-ray machines. They're full of all kinds of good stuff. I'll show them to you here in a minute. Let me get you guys on my head and we'll get right to it. Alright guys, I'm going to tear into these things some more and try to get them done today. I don't know if I will or not, but these things are extremely heavy to get out of here. Especially when they're full of water. I've kind of figured out how to tear them apart, the easiest way to tear them apart. So I shot a video earlier, but I don't know if I'm gonna post it because it's just a real long drawn out video. So I'm gonna start this one right here, show you guys how I tore into the last ones, and try to make it a halfway short, not really short but not really long either, video here. First off, get them flipped upside down. The thing is really heavy. Get that off of there. Grab this while they got this. Get them out of there. Should be that one. They're not that bad once you kind of get a rhythm on them. They're not too hateful. And that should be it for that. Should have a couple more on this. Got these here. Of course, you get a plastic one stuck up in there. The thing is these were in oil. They were in an oil bath, but before I got them, they drained them. And by draining them, they got the oil out of them, but there's still a little bit residual left in there, and I've let them sit outside in the rain. And so the oil's floating on the surface of it. Now all we need to do is flip this over. That'll fall off like such. We'll cut these. Need my big cutters because I can't cut it with my standard cutters. Get that out of there. Cut that off. That goes down in there. Save a little bit of this wire here. Cut this wire right here. that wire over there on the table. These are the small green one. This one here. Nope, smaller than that even. Them come loose the last time. I must not have been using the right socket the whole time. But I'm just gonna turn them to get them loose real quick with a pair of dikes, pliers, so I don't have to look for another socket. All right, maybe I have to. I thought that's what they were, but maybe they wasn't. That'll work. That off there. We'll take care of that here in a minute. Got this here, here, there. That's done. This is just steel. These here, here, and here. There really ain't nothing on this that's worth going after. So I just been throwing them in the shred for now. Get that off there. There is a little bit of copper right here. And both of these pieces of wire and whatnot if you want to go after it. I mean, I guess you can. Don't take but a minute. These three. We switch to this. Go to the 13. And a wire. There we go. And then I've been just breaking these off. They're stainless. Like so. And that's clean. Sheet, I've been stacking them there. Stainless in there. This is nothing. It's plastic. Then getting that out of there. Peeling these off. I've been throwing that in shred. That is copper coated sheet metal or something, tin probably, but I ain't been messing with it. It ain't enough to mess with. It don't weigh anything. Cut these two wires right here. Get them loose. Get that out of there. That's all. Number 2 coating. I've been chopping it up, throwing it in there. Pull that off if you want. I ain't worried about it. It ain't enough to hurt or worry. Pull this off. Now, these are brass and those are brass, but these things are a real pain in the butt to get apart. So, actually, I didn't try this. Of course, I stripped that one. Probably go after it this way. I tore them apart from the other end, and it was a waste of time. Let's cut the brass in between. Get what we can get. Like so. Throw that in the shred. The top ones are steel. You can see that one's rusted. Cut these 3 pieces of brass off of here. They're soldered in. The board. This is probably what I should have done on that other one down there. I just threw it in the shred. I'm sure they can get a socket, take it off fair faster, but by the time I find a socket that fits it, I'll have them off fair already. They do have some pretty long threads on them though. I'm gonna throw that in shred. There we go. There's the little bit of brass we can get out of that. Now, what I have learned is leave these things on there together. And most of the time, you can get the bolts up out of them about that far, like that, and leave the bolt in. Okay. Battery ran out. Back to it here. But you want to leave the bolt in them because they're inside of another little piece of brass, and there's gold down in there. This is gold coated too. But get them started like so. You want to get them up out of there. Like that. Get it up out of there like that. Leave it together. Flip it over and do the same thing on this side. Some of them will come out, some of them won't. And all I'm going after, guys, is the gold and the brass on the inside. And I'll show you. Once I get all these out. Damn it, pulled that one out of the hole. You don't want to do that. Piece of gold will be stuck in the hole. Now I'll show you what I'm talking about once I get them all loose here. Okay, when you look at these there's gold inserts in there. We got a zip tie right here we got cut that's holding it together. I ain't seen that before, but now when you pull it out with the bolts in it, it pulls these little inserts out, and all them little inserts are all gold. Just like that. Now we have all the gold inserts off and loose. Take this out, throw it over there. Take this, cut it off here. Take your pliers, break off this because it's gold coated. And throw it in the gold coating. Throw that down there because I don't know what to do with them. Pull these off of this side. Like so, and them are all gold. Then we'll get the brass off of them. This, I don't know what these things are in there. I'm taking 2 or 3 of them out. I ain't wasting my time on them no more. But that's pretty much it. Now all you do is get the gold off. And I just take it off like this. By hand. I was using the tools and trying, and I can sit here and hold these underneath by hand and zip them off a lot faster, but they get stuck in the bit because it's a star bit and they're actually Allen screws. But you definitely, on these, I definitely learned I need to get them loose first before I pull them out of they stick down inside here, inside them little inserts on that brass. It's the connection. And if you unscrew them all the way, you can't get them out of there. You got to screw a screw back in them and pull them out. So I didn't want to do that. And there you go. There's one side. Little pile of gold. And because I'm getting so much of this stuff that's really concentrated, I'm half tempted to actually try to take those apart or decode them or whatever you know, reverse plate them, I guess is what I'm looking to say. That one I stripped. I might lose that one. I haven't stripped one like that yet. There we go. Got it to turn now. Yeah, I got that all screwed up. I'll screw the plating up on it. Yeah, we're gonna lose one. I ain't screwing around with it. Not too much to go after here. Okay. Okay. These are pretty easy. Just take these and unscrew them. Now I did find out, because I dropped one of them and broke it right like that. I found out that this piece right here is brass, but I cannot get them out of there, and I'm not chasing them. Not for the little bit that's in there. Just ain't worth it to me. I'll take what I can get, and those things are porcelain and they're really hard to break. I could crush them with a jaws of life, every single one of them, but it's kind of dangerous because porcelain can break like glass and it shoots everywhere. So for me, I'm not gonna mess with them. I might lose a pound or two of brass, but I'm not sweating it. I'll send them and let somebody else shred them. If I had a hammer mill, different story, but I don't have one, so I'm throwing it in shred. That's how them break down. Whoops. There we go. Get the nice clean brass. Roll on. And there's a straight tip down there. Now, I need to take that bucket over and dump it. That first one was the only one that I had that had them big brown things in there. But anywho, the way I've been doing these is I stick it in here. I think normally do that. Normally do not drop it. Bring that over here. I'll pick all that up in a minute once I get these broken. I don't know how much is in one of these guys. I ain't weighed any of them. I'll try to grab as much of this as I can. We'll put it up here on the table so you guys can see how much is in these things. There's quite a bit in these. I just bend it out like that, pull this centerpiece out, throw it in the trash. Like so. I do that for basically all of them. Just kind of bend them out like that and it just rolls out of there. Don't leave any behind, but there we go. Pick up the wire. You got a couple little pieces, stragglers here and there in there. Usually they just kind of fall out. You know. And that's all copper. Jaws of Life does not cut all the little strands. They're a little bit too small for it, but just roll it out like that. There it is. Just like that. I'd say it's 1.5 pounds probably. I'm guessing. Between 1.5 pounds and 2 pounds. Straight into number 2. And that one's done. Oh, I do have that piece over here. We have this piece here. It's super easy too. Of course, it's going to leak water out everywhere. Take this set screw out right here. Pull that out. Now, there's 3 of those gold-coated pins down in here. I've been making sure I get them. There's silver in here too, guys, but this stuff is so hard to get out. I mean, if I didn't have the Jaws of Life, there ain't no way I'd be sledgehammering them to break this brown stuff, and I just ain't gonna do it. Not for that piece of aluminum and not for the little bit of silver that's in there. I chopped one with the Jaws of Life and still could not get it out of there. All of it. So they glue it in with some kind of, looks like 2-part epoxy. So I've been just throwing them in there. Now these I take apart. That set right there I have not got to yet. I had a pick up here. I don't know what happened to it. Fell on the floor somewhere. Pop these little C-clips off here. Like so. I don't know where my pick went. It fell down here somewhere, but I think I shot it across the shop earlier. I've been just throwing them over there like that. Get them out of there. We'll chop them handles off on each side of them pins, because I ain't chasing them pins either. And throw that in the clean cast. Right now I've been throwing the handles and everything down in here, which they're not, they're actually cast, but anyway, that's about it. So I'll get all these done and I'll kind of go over with what we got in here. I don't know if it's actually, if I'm actually going to have it. I mean, you'll see the aluminum down there and the copper grow a little bit, but that's about it. These boxes are still, they're just standard sheet steel. There's nothing special about them other than they're heavier and shit. And that's about it. I got 3 more to do, and I'll get back with you guys. Okay guys, I got all them tore down. I'll give you some weights on some of the stuff I did. The last 2 I just did today. Some of it I've already took them to the scrapyard in the load. I'm going to show you guys in the next video. But I'll try to give you some weights on two of those units. So this was 2 of the aluminum. Let me get this down. Let me get this down here. I've been carrying this around in my truck so I can weigh stuff when I go to buy it. So it's not in here anymore like it used to be. Whoa. Low battery. Go figure. All right, let me get back to you guys. Okay, we're back now, guys. Let's see here. We got, this is some billet / cast aluminum. We got 6.2 pounds there, plus 2 of these. $13.7 pounds of aluminum out of 2 of them. These are extra ones that come out of other models. I didn't want to weigh them. I didn't want to weigh them with the 2. So then we had 6 of these stainless, 246. Half a pound of stainless. Had a whole bunch of gold. I could go through there and dig out a bunch of it and try to weigh it for you, but I'm not going to. That's just too much. It's not enough to even worry about. We got that little box of wire out of all 6 of them. Oh, number 2 copper out of 2 of them. 12 pounds, so 6 pounds a piece of number 2 copper. We got a bunch of shred. We had, this is 2 units right here in just shred. 70 pounds of steel. No, I'm missing a bunch right here. We'll put that in there. There we go. 73 pounds of steel of shred, plus the boxes, plus the 2 boxes, plus the plates that went on the top, plus the lids. So I'd say 100 pounds. So 50 pounds each ish. And it's just steel We got a little pile of wire that come off of some of them over here. We got a little, probably maybe a pound of bare bright once we strip it. And then, of course, all the gold. So there you go. That's a little breakdown. I'm trying to think of what else. Of course, I had a bunch of trash in it. Those come out of it. We had 2 of these come out of the last 2 units. I don't know. I'm just throwing them in there. I'm going to throw them in the circuit boards. And then I think that's about it. I forgot to weigh this brass, guys, for the 2 units. Now these were the ones I started to bounce them things off the ground, and these are pretty chunky little chunks of brass coming out of those white things, but I can only get one side off of them. So this is the brass out of 2 of those units. 2.2 pounds. So if you guys like what you see, you enjoy the comment, like, share, subscribe, and until next time, enjoy our wild America.